there now? Well, I was on the way up on the farm.
The ball heavy.
Huh?
The ball heavy.
Yeah, when not one arrow. 79 when it goes, it's a B2. It's there, just do. Wow. Better than them.
I want you to say something in my camera when you're done, this will describe what is taking place, right? Ask Richie. He busy. So you're right next to me. Alright, so if you are now joining us live, we're here at the Chateaubalais jetty, and we're on the verge of another eruption. So far it's an effusive eruption, smoke that is going up in the air, and from all indications the scientists, they're here with us and they're indicating that it is not yet over. The worst is yet to come. There's a possible explosive eruption that is more than likely to take place, and they will explain exactly what is taking place. But the reason for us going live now is to just indicate to persons who are in the area, if you're here in the area and you think that it's all over, it's really not. Last of it just really started, and there are more explosive eruptions that are likely to take place over a period of hours, minutes, hours, days. We don't know. So we're asking persons to leave the area immediately. This is an example of what I'm referring to. This is in fact another eruption that is taking place, and it's now 2:43. The first one being earlier this morning. This is likely to get worse. So if you're in the area between Fitzhughes and Spring Village, we're asking that you leave the area immediately. If you're staying back, I saw some folks coming up to North Leeward. I saw some folks coming up to North Leeward who were sightseeing. This is not the time for that. We're only expecting persons who are first responders and scientists to be in the area at this moment. Persons as far as MESCO came up in vehicles and linemen and sightseeing. It's not yet over. It's about to get worse. We're asking persons to evacuate, continue to evacuate the area. Please evacuate the area immediately. If you're still in North Leeward, you should not be here. We're still doing a sweep, ensuring that we get as much people to leave, but we're asking that you leave the area immediately. This is definitely something that we can't take for granted, and we have to leave the area immediately. Those who are first responders and scientists. No, not yet.
Oh, this is Dr. Christopher from Montserrat.
We are here with the experts. We have Dr. Chris from Montserrat and Professor Richie Robertson.
Hi.
Just basically tell us, guys, what is taking place now.
Yeah, well, we have obviously it looks like a small eruption currently ongoing. You could hear the audible songs as the rocks are breaking, and you can see the plume going up essentially in the air. So far, it's sort of smaller than the one this morning, but it could develop into something bigger. So we observe it. Yeah. But I mean, it's another eruption essentially. Another
give
small
us a
eruption.
description of what is taking place here now.
Well, what happens when you have explosive eruption is that the rock gets fragmented, and the gas and the energy drives it up in the air. And as it goes up in the air, it looks like it's growing because the hot gas is expanding and rising up, like hot air expands it. And as it goes up, it's fragmenting and it's breaking up rocks, and it's expanding up into the air. And it's driven, there's usually a part at the bottom which has a more gas, which is called gas thrust phase, which is pushing the plume up. The plume goes up, and after a while, it don't have enough energy to sustain itself, and you'll see at the top it starts spreading out because now it's not moving up so much. And what happens is, and it reaches a barrier where it then spreads out. Once it spreads out, then it's not driven, it stops being driven so much, and it spreads out and it goes with the wind, and when the wind can't hold it up anymore, it then falls back as ash falls. So for example, where we are, if it keeps going, I would estimate in the next half an hour to an hour, probably less than that. If we still here, we'll be dumped with lots of ash.
So there's likely to be a more serious
more ash,
eruption.
more ash would happen. I mean, it's smaller than the explosion is smaller than the one this morning, but that's not to say it can't develop into something bigger. But yeah, we just happened to be here. We were collecting ash this morning from the previous explosion. We may have to collect some from this one. This looks like a smaller one, at least at present.
All right. Okay, thank you, Professor Ritchie.
Right.
So we're asking persons who are still in the area to please evacuate.
Yeah, it's not done yet.
It's not over, as Professor Ritchie is saying.
It's still ongoing, clearly. And we'd expect to see more of this, probably bigger eruptions, bigger events in the future before it's completely gone back to sleep or gone back quiet and where it's safe again for people to be here. We are here because we don't feel welcome looking at stuff, but this is not a safe place to be necessarily in Shopville and the areas that are evacuated. You really need to stay out as long as you can to prevent yourself from being in harm's way.
All right, excellent. So we're about to leave the area, but just in case that there are persons still remaining, the last boats are remaining at Cumberland. We're asking that you head to Cumberland, or we can get transportation to you if you're in the areas. We are sweeping the area to get the last set of persons out who are a little bit stubborn, who still insisted that they wanted to remain. But now we can see we're on the verge of another possible explosive eruption. This one is an effusive one, but it's getting a bit more intense here in North Leeward. So this one is actually an explosive. This is an explosive eruption that is taking place. So we are asking persons to really leave the area as soon as you can. There are boats in Cumberland getting persons out. There's transportation on the road. We no longer have a lot of vehicles in the area, but whatever public transportation that is there, getting persons out. Please do not stay. All right. So we're here with Professor Ritchie and his team. They're all here and we're just observing, but we're about to leave the area. So this is just an update to tell you what is taking place.